Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rhonda, the Empathic Pisces, coming to do a quick energy reading on the case of Trey, young man that was found hanging from a tree at Delta State University. And this is in Cleveland, Mississippi, okay? His name is Demartravion Reed, but it looks like he went by Trey as a nickname. This case has flooded the internet over the past few days. This young man was found September 15th, and authorities have ruled it, well, they haven't ruled any foul play, but from what I know is there is an investigation going on to, get more information on this young man's death, okay? I didn't plan on doing a reading when I first saw this case. Very disturbing, but I decided to tap into this young man's energy to see what come of it. I first want to give my condolences to his family, his friends, for this devastating, news. Like, I couldn't imagine how his family, his parents are feeling right now. I'm just giving what I see, feel, hear, and may know from spirit, okay? I just felt called to tap in. I'm not going to make this a long reading. And I know the significance of the history in regards to our people, okay? In the history of that area. And it's a lot of things being put out there. And I know it is, as far as the climate and the energy of the world right now, it's a lot of negativity and hate going on. But I am looking through a spiritual lens and really connect in a non-biased way to the situation, okay? I really seek the truth and knowing what clarity in what had happened to this young man. Handsome young man, by the way. I'm gonna pull from a couple decks. Of course, I have my star seeds. I did do some quick tarot pulls before I got started, but I haven't even looked at those cards yet. I just want to ask Spirit to show me in the cards the energy surrounding this tragic situation with Trey Reed being found hanging in a tree on a college campus, okay? And I know I gotta work on my setup, y'all. You probably won't be able to see these cards, but this card fell out as I was shuffling. Okay, we have fear, and I did get that in the very beginning. I felt not really so the word fear, but scared. What's the energy surrounding this? Okay. First three cards. Okay. So the first one that fell out was fear. We have peace and spiritual attachment. Okay. So before even pulling these cards, I got a sense that this young man was scared of something. Not necessarily a person, but like a situation, okay? I want to pull some more. Why is this fear card here? Cards to control. Why is this peace card here? Okay, why is this spiritual attachment here? Fear and happiness. We have happiness, we have travel, and evil eye. Okay. So what I first want to put out here, what I'm getting is a lot of a buildup of emotions, okay? I don't feel like I'm not getting a connection with someone harming this young man. Although, you know, I could be wrong. I'm just being honest on what I'm feeling, y'all. I feel on one point this young man wanted to be happy, peaceful. I get a happiness, but I also, in the background, get a sense of fear, confusion, and I'm gonna just say loneliness. I don't even know why that's coming up. So under this fear, we have happiness. Two different sides of an emotional perspective here, okay? This young man wanted to be truly happy, but something was blocking that. And part of that was some type of anxiety or fear, okay? Now we have peace and travel. Being free, having joy. This travel, to me, it just represents having the ability to move about how you want to as your true authentic self, okay? Now, under the spiritual attachment here, which how I'm reading these cards, this would be a future position. This is, I feel like his spirit coming through. There's a lot of hurt. There's a lot of devastation and pain from this incident in regards to this young man. And I feel like there was some negative energy surrounding him. Not in a way that he was doing negative things. I feel like part of this is just negativity from other people, his perceptions of how maybe others reacted towards him. I don't even know how to explain what I'm saying. Evil eye is like somebody projecting negativity at you, needing protection, needing to protect your energy. Okay. Three more cards, Spirit. What's this fear? Happiness here. What's this peace and travel here? Oh, goodness, come on. Okay. I got 3 cards that fell out. I really wanted to just get 3 cards total, but I ended up getting walk away, illness, okay, spiritual gifts, and blinded. And I'm going to do one more for okay. Self-love is the last one. This is someone wanting to walk away from a situation, person. This could also mean you want to walk away from life, okay? I feel an imbalance here between this fear, happiness, and then walking away. Now, I don't feel like this young man was killed by someone, murdered. And I know, many might not agree with what I pick up in this reading. I'm just giving you what I'm getting, okay? But I do feel like there's an element of someone playing a role in maybe how Trey maybe got to the point to what had happened. And that's all I'm going to say. Now, under this peace and travel, we have 3 cards that came out at one time. We have an illness. This could be a physical illness or a mental illness, okay? I don't know if this young man struggled with depression or mental health, but I do feel like he was not in a clear mental state. I feel like this young man was dealing with a lot of things internally that he did not talk about. And I'm just going to put out what is just coming in, okay? So, fear came out, bummed out. And these are just words. I'm just repeating to you the words that I was getting. Frustrated about life. I also see him writing. I'm also picking up smoking, maybe marijuana, weed, I don't know. Hard to express his feelings. Didn't feel understood. I'm also getting some type of things hidden, secrets. Not fully being myself. Not owning up to my true self is what I'm getting, okay? Oh, but I'm picking up sexuality and maybe difficulties that could have been related to that. I'm also getting confusion based off of other people's perceptions, and having to juggle this. And okay, so you have illness, you have someone kind of going through the day-to-day, making it through, but really are not paying attention to the signs, or blinded, or just doing things without like really looking at what you're doing. Okay, you're going into a situation with just no info, you're just blinded. You're not even caring about potential things that could happen. Now, I don't know if this young man was spiritual or religious, or maybe he was going through a time that he was trying to search for some internal guidance, wisdom. But we have spiritual gifts. He could have really been in tune with the divine, or trying to question things, question life, going through an awakening. You see these repeating numbers here, 1111, 333. I get a higher intelligence in regards to Trey. Like he, really was a person that really observed, take things in, and like to learn about things. Probably was an introvert, I'm getting. But I feel like there was a hindrance in that. Things was going on the inside that I feel like he had issues expressing, okay? With the spiritual attachment, this is like another person attached to, could be person, a place, or thing. And negativity this young man was feeling from others. And then you have self-love. This is talking about yourself, how you feel about yourself. When this card comes out, it talks about, hey, you need to do some self-care, or pay more attention to you and your needs. I feel like that was a struggle. That was an area he needed to work on himself. Any more messages from this deck, Spirit? Just pull 3 more cards from this deck. I wasn't gonna pull no more, but okay. Got financial struggles, witchcraft, past life lessons. With this travel card that came out before, I'm picking up something about home. Something about home, or wanting to be back home. Something in connection with home. I don't know, because that came under the peace. You know, where he lived at, or he was homesick. But so this past life lessons talks about cycles, okay? Challenges, things coming up again, habits and patterns, okay? So there was some things going on that was a continuous or habitual pattern. I think that caused a lot of mental anguish with this young man. I don't know about his financial situation, but we have something about some struggling in that area. And then we have the witchcraft. This is just not an easy reading because it's not. I want to quickly show the cards. I want it to come out here. So, present situation. And when I'm just looking at the energy, we have the 7 of Swords. This is not a good energy here. 7 of Swords is mental energy. It's the energy of betrayal, lies. It always looks like someone like trying to get away from something, okay? Present energy. Energy that was coming from the past, we have the 8 of Wands. This is like a really fast energy here. A lot of action. I feel like this young man, although, you know, we have this energy of fear and holding in a lot with Ian, he had a lot of goals and aspirations that he was working towards. So it's like, it doesn't really make sense. So, Ace of Wands is crossing this 7 of Swords. This was the challenge here. This is like being inspired. Ace is like a new inspired thought or action. So, something really dampened his overall self-worth and inspiration with this being a challenge. And then we have the High Priestess as the reason for the challenge. This talks about intuition, spiritual insight, discovering your truth. I feel like this young man was really trying to overcome some things, like emotionally, mentally, And something was blocking that. Some type of negativity was blocking that. So this Page of Swords in a future position, we're definitely going to hear some news, okay? It might take a while because this particular card with the swords is can be delayed. But it's not going to be news that anyone is going to want to really hear. But I feel like the parents, the family, the friends are going to get clarity on what really happened to this young man. King of Wands. So there's a male that's going to come giving answers. This could represent law enforcement, okay? This is someone in a leadership position. This is someone up there. This is a adult, older person. This could represent someone that maybe could have been involved in this situation. I'm going to do a clarifier on the Seven of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Why is this Seven of Swords here? Guarded. Why is this? Priestess here. This is Page of Swords here. Okay. Some few clarifiers for this Seven of Swords here. We got the Three of Pentacles, earth energy, teamwork, working together. So you have mental energy here, lies, trickery. This can also represent an enemy here. Then you also have a group of people you're working with. So someone at that campus knows more about what was going on with this young man. I feel like some things was talked about, even though I don't feel like he talked to a lot of people. I think in regard, this could be a friend of his, someone else could be involved in this, indirectly involved, not like, I'm indirectly involved. This kind of represents a school, college setting too. The challenge here with this Ace of Wands, we have the Four of Pentacles. That's someone holding on. I know that financial struggles came out. This speaks to like maybe, financial, trying to, save money. But sometimes this can also represent stubbornness, not willing to budge or move, or feeling like you're kind of stuck. So these cards represent the challenge. He was dealing with something he was trying to get rid of or get clarity on, okay? But it seemed like he couldn't get through the challenges due to various reasons, not feeling worthy, not feeling like you can create, okay? I don't know what kind of student this young man was, but when you're trying to move forward and do new things, and then you have things blocking that, that can really make you feel some type of way. Was he strapped financially? A lack of resources or support. Then we have the reason for the challenge. We have this High Priestess here with this Knight of Pentacles. I don't know why I'm picking up some type of relationship struggles. This Pentacle Knight here is like an offering of support, someone you can trust. So I feel like a sense of betrayal, okay? People fell in him that he had trusted, that he wasn't clear on if he could trust this person. Past position, no, I mean not past. Future, with this Page of Swords, we have the Four of Cups. This is what's going to come out. There's going to be some type of communication, okay? This could be from a person that knew him, friend, person his age, about this card is a stuck emotional energy. You see this man here is, oh wow, look at that. He's sitting up under a tree. There's a cup being offered to him that he's not paying attention to. And there's cups here. When you're in this energy, you're feeling depressed. You're self-absorbed. You're not looking at any opportunities that maybe can bring you out of a situation, okay? Because you're too self-absorbed in the negative. I feel like with this being in the future position, we're going to hear about what happened and why. Let me pull one more for the final outcome. Why is this King of Wands here for the final outcome? Okay. With this final outcome energy, we got the King of Wands that I mentioned earlier, and we have this Nine of Swords energy here. This is anxiety, worry, okay? A lot of mental fire energy and earth energy in this reading. So some things are going to come out from this male. More about the state of Trey. Okay? This also speaks to remorse, guilt, negativity. I'm going to pull a couple cards from my shadow deck, and then I'm going to end this. Spirit, can you show us? I know they have a pending autopsy. I'm not paying attention to any gossip out there in the blogs about how he was found. I know I seen something with been going around that he was found with broken legs and arms. I'm not getting none of that, okay? The truth is going to come out. Okay. So family is coming up. Like that travel card made me think of the word home. Like he wanted to be back home, some type of yearning or connection with his family. We have the moon coming out. These speaks to things hidden, things in the subconscious. This also talks about cycles, things repeating, okay? Things left in the dark. So, music and ancestral. The ancestors. I feel like this young man was very in tune, coming into his inner guidance. I feel like one of the things he loved was music and having a sense of like being connected with his ancestors, his family. Some other things that's coming out here is genetic. I don't know what this is. This talks about having a connection, a family connection with someone. This could be picking up on something that he was dealing with. I don't know if this young man had any health issues that could have been family genetic. There's some type of connection, okay, with his kin that's coming out here that spirit wants to show. You have the angels coming out, of course. He's going through some healing, okay? Now, chakras. You see this person look like they're meditating. So, I feel like this young man was working on himself because things were not in balance. These are energy centers we all have, okay? And I feel like this is just representing the altered state of mind that I'm getting at the time of him passing. He was in an altered state of mind where not a good state, okay? Something needed to be in balance. Now, I got fertility coming out. This is a new beginning. Cut the cord. This is letting go of people, places, and things that no longer serves your highest good. We have seduction. We have trapped. So I feel like he was not able to express his true self out of fear, out of feeling insecure, not feeling supported. This seduction here, to me, that just speaks to maybe whatever lifestyle he was living. This also can be like, signify some type of relationship or maybe something he desired with someone or someone was doing to him. And I feel like something fell through. I'm going to pull one more. Why is this seduction card here? Spirit. Look at that. Sexuality. Okay, I mentioned that earlier. Something with sexuality is involved in this situation. I feel like there was difficulty in talking about his sexuality, and I feel like it's caused some difficulty to him being his true self. That's all I'm getting right now. I'm not going to do a part 2. It depends. I'm going to wait and see what comes out. Thank you all for watching this video. Please like, share, comment, and if you feel called to, subscribe. Praying that the family gets the justice and clarity that they need. Until next time, y'all. Peace and blessings.